Hi guys, welcome to Electric Drive Africa. Today we're in Pretoria at Funky Electric, a company revitalizing the idea of an entry-level electric vehicle. Let's check it out.
Hey guys, I'm Stephen and we're here to show you what we've created. Welcome to Funky Electric. We spent some time in China for business, and as most of you might know, China is absolutely right up there when it comes to electric vehicles, and we latched on to some technology that they had there, and we decided to bring that technology to South Africa. And this is what we created, the FE1. We spent just under 2 years there, and about a year ago we got involved in the electric car market, and we saw an opportunity to create something unique, something niche, as opposed to what's available on the South African market at the moment, which in my mind and our minds is large SUVs, family cars, long distance vehicles. Mine's bigger than yours, with specific reference to the size of the batteries. And we went to see a couple of manufacturers, and with those ideas in mind, we came up with a concept focusing on inner city and suburban traveling, and slower speed, shorter distances, maybe a longer charging time, maybe a 6 to 11 hours charging time. But when you're traveling inner city and suburban routes, you're not going to do 100 kilometers in one go, so you'll always have some electricity, and when you get home, just plug it in, and in 3 or 4 hours time you're good to go for another 20-30 k's. Short trips, off to the shop, go and fetch the kids from school, grandma going to visit a friend just down the road, student off to uni, which is just around the corner possibly, and this is exactly the right vehicle for that specific market. Performance of the vehicle, the application, the charging time, the motor and everything like that. It's a 4 kilowatt motor, right? Which allows for a top speed of about 60 kilometers an hour, which is perfectly applicable for inner city and suburban traveling, because in most areas you're not allowed to go faster than 60 kilometers an hour, although you wouldn't think so. But nonetheless, a full charge would enable you to travel a distance of 100 kilometers, right? And the cost of that at the current rate per unit from Eskom would afford you 20 Rand. So 20 Rand for 100 kilometer full charge on this vehicle, that's good going, I would say. So I think when we started, we make the point that it's a niche market, absolutely, because everything else is bigger and better and further and faster and more expensive. This vehicle at the moment, we're looking at under 200,000 Rand as an entry-level price on this vehicle, with the next best thing being about 700,000 Rand. And I don't want to name the names, but you know what's going on in the marketplace. Plans is to distribute this vehicle. So we've got two models for our distribution plans. The first one would be through existing car dealers, new and used. And there are loads of them all over the country, and we've had a tremendous amount of interest from a number of varieties from all provinces. And then we've got a franchise model as well, which we're really excited about, which is very popular in Asia. We call it a one-car showroom. And basically it's based on a one for show and one to go model, where we put one car in the showroom, we dress it up beautifully, big LED screens and some body parts and whatever else you want to do, and then one for test drives, which would be part of your franchise package. So those are our two big distribution routes that we're looking at following. So myself and my wife have been living in the UK for 14 years, nearly 15 years now. We actually run a successful restaurant business there, and then we got invited to open up in China off the back of our success that we had in London. And we spent the last 2 years living in China, in Hainan province, which is a tropical island in the South Sea of China. Beautiful place. It's a bit like Hawaii, but a lot of electric vehicles going on in that area, and that's exactly how we got involved, you know, with the electric vehicles, by seeing that opportunity and seeing the application. And it's so exciting, you know, and we said we've got to bring this back to Africa. So, you know, at the moment we've got a saying that we use very often, and it goes like this: as much as it's the worst time, it's the best time to get involved with the electric vehicle market within South Africa and Africa. The problem, however, is number one, electricity, clearly, and number two, the cost of the cheapest vehicle in the electricity vehicle market in South Africa being around about 700,000 Rand. Our entry level price on this vehicle would be around about 190,000 Rand, which is absolutely competitive on all levels for what you're getting, right? Secondly, because of the size of the motor and the distances being traveled with this vehicle, you will always have electricity or power left within this vehicle. You're not going to do 100 kilometers in one go. So what we will teach people to do is, when you get home, plug it into any 3-point plug close to you and just top it up like a mobile phone, and off you go again. In 2 or 3 hours, you'll have another 20, 30, 40 Ks. You know, as we said, cost-wise, 20 Rand for 100 kilometers. It's unbeatable. Right, so that's a very tricky question. You know, number one, things change on a daily basis within this market at the moment, but I'm really excited about commercial vehicles and the application thereof. You know, 7-tonners up to 12-tonners. I've seen some amazing products. Funny enough, there's a truck company in the UK that's developed a beautiful piece of kit, and I'd love to get my hands on that. You know, and I think that's part of our way forward as well, is to specialize in niche products for niche applications as opposed to everyday run-of-the-mill. Our advice from Funky Electric to you is get involved now. You don't need to spend 700,000 Rand on an entry-level electric vehicle. You can spend 190,000 Rand on the FE1. Get the joys of it, get the experience of it, get used to it, get used to the whole charging side of it, the monitoring side of it, how far am I going to be able to go with so much charging, etc., etc. And ultimately, the saving of it, the saving of money, you know, get involved now. So guys, we're ready to take your calls, you know, give you advice, give you some training, and sell you a really good deal on your first electric vehicle through the FE1. Okay, so you can get hold of us on email, you can get hold of us on Instagram, on Facebook, literally Funky Electric. Okay, that's what you got to look for, and you'll find us on all media channels. We're waiting for your call.
Thanks guys, this has been another episode of Electric Drive Africa. If you've enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe. A lot of people think electric vehicles are complicated. We at Electric Drive Africa are trying to show you that it's not.